My favorite flower is Marc-Andre Fleury. You see, I'm a big Penguins fan, and he was my favorite player on the team. Everyone likes to talk about Sidney Crosby, and deservedly so, but Fleury has just as many Stanley Cups as the kid. I know you're probably thinking nobody wants a hockey poem right now, but I promise that it's about more than just hockey. You see, I'm from Las Vegas. Marc-Andre Fleury is the official state flower of Nevada, at least according to Wikipedia. But really that's because now he plays for the Vegas Golden Knights, so I guess it really is just all about hockey. Everybody knew that Vegas was getting a hockey team, but I didn't really pay attention until I found out that they were getting my favorite player. Then I started to think how the sports fan in me actually thought that was kind of cool. People weren't sure how hockey would go over in Vegas, but you could tell that there was an excitement because Vegas finally had something they could call their own. They filled up that waiting list for season tickets and even had people packing the place for preseason games. All the experts picked us to be last, but we knew that wasn't gonna happen with the odds on our side. And despite the haters saying it's just hockey, there was already quite the buzz. But then October 1st happened, and we now had a national tragedy to call our own. The city now more chaotic than a craps table. We didn't know what it was like to feel such a loss. There is nothing that makes you forget about hockey quicker than consoling your friend while her mother is in the hospital and nobody is quite sure what happened. But I think that the only thing that shocked the world more was how quickly we came together. People donating everything from blankets to free Uber rides, and the blood banks were filled with lines upon lines. And even the players on the Golden Knights came out to volunteer their time. That's when everyone knew that the Knights really considered Vegas home. And it was reinforced when instead of ads, the panels just said Vegas strong when the Knights opened at home. That's what made it so special when my friend's mom finally went to a game, because she was one of the lucky ones enough to make it home. And look, I'm always gonna be a Pens fan, but when the Golden Knights retired number 58, that's when they became my team. That's the night that I finally realized how big it was, because there are 58 names in the rafters that are more important than any player. And you see, it's not just Fleury being my favorite player. The reason we named him the state flower is the fact that people could focus on him instead of the flowers the families picked out for their loved ones' funerals. The Knights gave people something to look forward to while they recovered from the gunshot wound in their back. And the brightness of gold when so many people were wearing black. And those little moments to look forward to turned into something so magical. And the more that they won, the more that the city fell under their spell. And then they just kept winning, and we weren't quite sure what to do. And suddenly we had a division championship to call our own. And with the house on our side, we went all in. We had pocket aces, so we weren't scared of any kings. And you know Vegas don't fuck with no sharks. This team had people saying crazy things like, Wild Bill rides again, and wearing shirts that says, Proud holla back, girl. And by the time we came back from Canada, we had a conference championship to call our own. By that time, they had people calling it destiny. An expansion team going to the Stanley Cup final in their first year of existence. And man, did they put on a show. Played their hearts out for our city. But unfortunately, it ended with Vegas suffering another loss. Which, footnote, how fitting is it that the only thing that could fuck up our perfect ending was in Washington, D.C.? That the only thing more dirty than the Capitals is the money coming from the NRA that enables these laws to allow for deadly massacres in the first place. But that's just a footnote, because this poem is just about hockey.